What's going on, everyone? iLootGames here, back with another video, and today I wanted to change things up a little bit. Instead of covering a bunch of stories, I want to go in depth into boosting. The reason? Well, Hideouts, a Respawn dev, said they will be banning boosters soon, and a lot of top-ranked accounts will be affected by this ban. I know this has been shared around a lot, but I decided to go in deeper. I think it's time we take a look into this by not only reading public comments, but let's talk to the boosters themselves. But first, let's pay some bills with a quick sponsor. Buff is an Overwolf authorized loyalty app that allows you to play and earn rewards from games such as League of Legends, Valorant, Fortnite, Dota, PUBG, and more. You can earn buff coins across all games, and you don't have to pay for anything. You can redeem your buff coins to purchase Steam credits, RP credits, skins in the game, gaming hardware, Xbox, PS4, Nintendo gift cards, Google Play gift cards, and much more. It's also super easy to use. You don't have to do anything to earn, just let Buff run in the background and play without impacting your gameplay at all. Remember to check out Buff and support the channel with the link in the description below. Now let's get back to the video. This week, Hideouts, a Respawn dev hired to take care of cheaters and other people abusing the Apex community, tweeted out the following. The amount of boosting I'm uncovering before this split is actually just sad. There's no way to hide it from me on my end. So many high-level accounts about to get perma-banned for what they've been doing this past ranked split. Now, before we break this down, there was an interesting reply that I want to go over. I just want you to know that there are boosters out there doing things that are untraceable to you. You can probably find the exploiters, but the people who just simply go onto someone else's account and do things like normal will never be caught. To which Hideouts replied, quite a bold statement. It's actually extremely easy to see someone logging into another account. That's the beauty of IP addresses. You all really have no idea what I can access and the data I can see, smiling face. Another interesting reply was, how is it against the rules to let someone play on your account? Or what if you have multiple homes, ISP, VPN? You always type weird cryptic messages instead of being transparent. To which Hideouts responded, I can't be completely transparent due to the nature of what is being spoken about. I'm not ever going to go fully transparent speaking to things like this, as it will give cheaters, cheat makers, hackers insight to what I do and look for. So what is boosting and why is boosting being targeted? Who is going to be banned and what can they actually detect? Well, there isn't an exact understanding of who is being targeted because boosters work in a few different ways. One, legit high-level players who work as boosters can log into your account and play for you to achieve things such as a 20 bomb badge or a 4K badge or even Masters and Preds during a rank split. The second option, legit players can play with you on your team to help you get to higher rank levels. And then the third option is cheaters play with you to help you get to higher levels. So this is when you see a Masters player. You'll see this a lot when you're watching top level streamers. You'll see that all of a sudden they run into a cheater, but that cheater is actually playing with a top level player. Now, how do they get into those games? Well, most likely that top level player is paying someone to play with them and that person's cheating. That's when you'll see like a Masters player teamed up with a bronze player who's cheating. They're using a glitch to get that bronze cheater into the lobby with them. Then the fourth option is boosters use glitches to get into lower ranked lobbies to boost your account up faster, or bot lobby glitches to get easy 20 bomb and 4K damage badges. Now, we did see this happening a lot, and Hideouts did tweet about this where people were actually going into bronze lobbies even though they were Masters or Predator rank, and they were just destroying bronze lobbies to get RP quicker. Those people were banned, and it's interesting to see exactly what happened and that glitch was being abused so bad, especially apparently from what I was told by the boosting community. So the question is, which are they targeting? I think the obvious ones we can say for sure are going to be targeted are the boosters using glitches or playing with cheaters. That's a no-brainer, right? Where, though, are the legit high skill level players left if they boost your account? To me, it would be kind of strange to ban someone for playing with good players. You can argue that I was boosted to Masters this season because I played with two friends that I consider better than me. However, I didn't pay them anything except for Jay Miles asking for some gift cards to Hometown Buffet. Now, as to the comments from Hideouts about not wanting to reveal the information they can see, well, this is actually pretty simple. When you log into Origin or Apex, it logs your computer's hardware ID. This ID is generated to be unique to you only. The ID and your IP address are both logged into the system. Now, if you're a top level pro and all of a sudden they see your hardware ID or IP address log into another account that has never been Masters before, Yet while logged in with your hardware ID or IP address, it shows them playing much better than normal. That's pretty clear that you're boosting someone's account. Now, I have spoken to some devs about the information that they have available on their end, and I can tell you that most likely they are able to search for abnormal jumps in skill level. So what they could do, for example, is they could search for KDRs that have big jumps in difference. So if you had a KDR of 1 in season 6 and then in season 7 split 1, you had a KDR of 3, that's a significant jump. So maybe then they would go, okay, let's look deeper into this account to see if something's going on. So before we have the very smart people commenting about how you could use a VPN or even a proxy through the buyer's computer to have the same IP address, yes, you could do that, but that won't fix the hardware ID issue. This is something that would be very difficult to get around and most likely would leave clues on the account. So can they do it undetected? Most likely, no, they cannot. Can they do it to stay under the radar? Yeah, sure, they could probably stay under the radar, but not making like huge jumps in the account. So I decided to head over to Fiverr, a common place where you can find simple services for just about everything, and message a few of the boosters to see what they offered, how much it costs, and what they thought about the supposed bans coming up. Let's take a look. The first person we are going to look at has good reviews for his services, and let's check out his about page for his services. I'm a friendly guy from Asia. My name is but you can call me, and I will increase your rank fast and cheap. No, I'm not new to this. The gig is simple. I boost you to the top. New split with new prices. Feel free to contact me about anything. I'm available for all platforms, PC, Xbox, PS4, PS5. The package's details are: bronze to gold is $25, gold to platinum is $40, platinum to diamond is $60, diamond to masters is $150, and it's the fastest and safest 100% guarantee. I'll give you an extra 1500 RP to get to Predator for $100. Self-play has different packages. We're gonna go over what self-play is. About me. I am season 7 Predator number. Orders without discussion will not be facilitated. He describes himself as: I've been playing FPS shooter games my whole life. Apex Legends with 4,000 hours, with 37,000 kills and over 3,000 wins. CSGO 7.5 thousand hours, and COD games overall 20,000 hours. It also shows he is from Pakistan, where someone with just a high school degree averages about $5,700 a year in earnings, and a doctorate around $24,000 a year in earnings. So these packages could result in significant income for him. When I messaged him, the conversation went as follows. Hi, I want to get to Masters this split. I'm currently Gold 3. How much will this cost? Are you on PC? Yes. Account share or self-play? Self-play costs more. What is account share and self-play? I'm new to this, sorry. Means I will play on your account. No need to apologize, just ask anything you like. I'm here to provide service. Self-play means you will play with me. You are on PC, I can just boost your account. Okay, what's the price difference? Gold 3 to diamond, self-play is $150, discounted price, account share is $80. So what he's saying is self-play means that I play, so it's myself playing, but he plays with me, that's $150. Or he can just play on my account for $80. Then I asked diamond to masters, self-play or account share, $100 if I play on your account, discounted price. So for $100, he would get me from diamond to masters, and he would play on my account. I said, is there any risk getting banned for this? And he said, no, I've boosted 5 account to masters the last split. Okay, I'm gonna create a custom order. You cool with that? And I said, I saw a news article about boosted getting banned. I just wanna make sure I'll be okay. I can't play, so you'll have to play on my account. No, you will be fine. No need to worry. He seemed to not be concerned at all about the risk of being banned. Meanwhile, the next person I spoke to had a different approach. This seller also showed that he was from Pakistan. The conversation went as follows. I'm afraid of being banned because Apex Dev said boosters will get banned, but I really want Masters Dive Trail. I mean, I can't say much about that. So that means I might get banned? Might or might not, because the tweet is for split 1 players. This worries me, obviously. Have you heard anything from other boosters about bans or anything from that dev? Nope, nothing now. What's your previous rank? I said Platinum 3 is the highest I've got. I'm Silver 1 right now. I would say don't go Master straight. Build your account progress. If you are a Platinum 3, go for Diamond this season and Master next season. That way it won't look like a major boost to notice. That's what my opinion is. Okay, is there a way to do it more secure, like VPN or something? I don't know how they detect when you use my account. Yep, a safe way, but costs more. How much is it and what is it? You play with your own ID and 2 players help you to get to diamond rank. I will give you the favor for this deal as for the same price as mentioned. no extra charge. As you can see, he was much more concerned about me getting banned and wanted to go under the radar, but not pumping my account up too much. It's interesting to see this booster start to prepare themselves for potential of needing to be sneaky. I wanted to go a bit higher up the food chain though, so I reached out to many boosting websites that are estimated to have a large customer base. I received a few email responses, but one was willing to actually have a conversation that we could share with my audience. From speaking to all the boosting sites, I can tell you there are most likely tens of thousands of accounts that have been boosted in some way, shape, or form, most of them just for badges, but I was told there are plenty of top 500 Preds on every system that paid to get there. Here's my voice call with the owners of one of the boosting sites. Okay, so you guys operate a boosting website. Can you tell us about like what the services are, how much it costs for an average person to come, like, let's say get a 20 bomb, or maybe they're hard stuck diamond and they want to get to masters. What's the process and how much does that cost?
Yeah, so we've been doing this through our website for a few months now, since early 2020. We really offer pretty much anything you can imagine on Apex. You know, if they want a certain badge, they want a 20 bomb, we'll get it. If they want a triple badge, we'll get it. You know, anything that a customer really wants, we find a way to really work with them and make it happen. And we want to make sure that they get what they want and they feel pleased about the situation. And as far as the pricing goes, we really just kind of gauge it based on how much time we're going to be putting in. You know, you asked about a 20 bomb, for example, we'll do like a 24K package for a single legend. For sometimes it depends on the person. We'll do anywhere from $50 to $70. It kind of ranges and it varies differently. We adjust it quite frequently. And as far as like ranked goes, that seems to be one of our biggest sellers. And you know, each tier, it tends to go up a little bit more in price. So for example, that D4 to Masters or something like that will go from anywhere from, well, it used to be about 180 up to like 220. It really fluctuates based on how the game's playing, how we feel the difficulty is, and you know, that kind of stuff.
And then when we talk about getting a 20 bomb into 4K, obviously you're talking about logging on to the person's account, and you have, is it you guys, or do you guys have someone that you hire out that plays on the account, or how do you guys manage that?
Yeah, we have a team of people that all work together towards that. We just try and connect people based on who could be the most available and get it done fastest for the customer. It's really based on whatever the person getting that order is. You know, it's what they want. That's what we try and maximize their enjoyment out of it.
And so, I mean, the normal response to someone realizing, hey, this guy has a paid for badge, is that they're basically a cheater, that they're a dirtbag. What do you guys have to say about those customers of yours? Because you service thousands of Apex players. What do you have to say about them? What is your thoughts on the people that you're helping, or do you feel like you're cheating the system, or what is it that you guys feel?
I feel like there's a really negative stigma when it comes to the term boosting in gaming. You know, boosting has been around since as long as I can remember. I mean, I remember back in the day when I was younger in like middle school, I used to hear about people boosting on like Modern Warfare 2 for prestiges and stuff like that. You know, there's always been this kind of weird connotation around it. And from my experience personally, I've been doing this for just over a year now. A majority of the people that we service, they're not the kind of people that'll go around bragging about what they get. They're not the kind of people that'll like try and talk down on other people and say they're better because they got this badge. The majority of the people that we have our experience with is people who work something like 60 plus hours a week. They're dedicated to Apex. They love the game, but they don't have the time to put in, and they just try and find somebody to help them out so they can get the best out of it and what they feel they want from the game that they're passionate about. We love being able to help them out, and it's really built a lot of cool friendships over the year. And so I think that's one of the coolest things about it, is nobody really realizes that it's building relationships outside of the game in a lot of sense.
So there was a recent tweet by an Apex dev named Hideouts where he said that they were going to be banning boosters. Now, this is very open to interpretation, because could they be talking about cheating boosters? Could they be talking about people, the pros that are maybe smurfing and playing with lower level accounts? What do you think they're talking about? And then what are you going to do moving forward to protect your customers? Because obviously you guys need to be able to protect your customers, but you also don't want to push the game beyond its limits. You don't want them targeting you. You don't want issues with EA. Everyone's trying to be respectful of each other. So what is your guys' like thoughts on the rules with Apex, and what is your thoughts on what Hideouts is probably talking about moving forward, and what you may be trying to adjust with your services to to work with Apex and not get smashed by them?
Yeah, I mean, as far as what Hideout's tweets go, I feel like nobody really knows besides Hideout. My own personal interpretation of it is I saw that and I immediately thought of like the PC boosting that goes on where there'll be, upper diamond, upper master, sometimes even pred players playing along with a bronze or a silver account that is very blatantly hacking. I think that's a really common term of boosting that gets uncovered. And, personally, that's what I associate with his tweet. But obviously, what we do, the terms of service, I've read over it multiple times. It's like, it's very legal gibberish, and I quite honestly don't really know how to respond when it comes to how boosting is and what it violates on there. I know there's a lot of terminology talking about if your account is associated with any sort of exploit or anything like that, that could result in a termination. And that's one thing that we've really strapped down on is everybody on our team. We assure that there's no sort of exploiting going on. There's no sort of cheating going on. Everything we
Okay.
do is just legit gameplay. We
Uh-huh.
got players that are really good at the game. A lot of times this is just extra money for them that helps them out and pays their bills. And then the customer gets what they want. And we really focus on making sure we do the safest thing to keep everything secure for them because we really do care. We've had some instances in the past where issues may occur with an account, and we do everything we can to make sure they get smoothed over and make sure that they're happy at the end. And it's definitely one of our biggest concerns because a lot of these people that come to us, like we do make friends with, we have a community with them, and we talk to them a lot. So we cherish their security and their comfort with us.
So when it comes to let's say Apex Predator, have you guys boosted people to Apex Pred or no?
Yes, we have.
Okay, so in those instances, do you feel like, well, we're knocking, so basically most likely whoever's playing on the account has the skill set where they may be Apex Pred on their normal account also. Do you feel like that they are knocking someone off, or you're taking someone's spot who should have been there, that, because basically that person's double playing? Like where do you guys feel like you cross the line and there's certain things you won't do? I know you said exploits, because that was another big thing where boosters, especially on console, were using exploits to get 20 bombs, where they go in bot lobbies, or they would go into lower ranked lobbies and play against bronze players, stuff like that. Where do you draw the line there? Where does it feel like, okay, this is not healthy for the game? Because I believe moving forward, EA is really focused on creating a healthy environment for players. And maybe that's why boosting has come up as an issue, because obviously cheats are an issue, but at boosting, I didn't really see, like, who cares if someone boosts, but apparently that's also an issue if it doesn't have to do with just cheating.
Yeah, I feel like it's really hard because it is. I guess there is some battles of morality when it comes to that because yeah, like I guess in one sense we are knocking people who aren't getting to that top 500 limit. Um, but ultimately, a lot of what we do, we just want to make sure that the people that come to us are happy. And if we do that, we're not going in there to like talk down anybody. We're not going in there to say like, "Hey, you're hard stuck masters," and like try and make them feel bad. Like we just want to get in, get out, be done, let the customer have what they want. A lot of times they'll get on their account and they'll still keep playing. Like I've seen plenty of guys who are still really good at the game, could easily be Preds. And like I said earlier, they don't have the time to put in to get to that. But then once they're there, they're able to play and maintain it. So I mean, I
Yeah.
can see some senses. There's some accounts where it's like, this guy might not deserve Pred, but I feel like that's always going to be around, and it's a weird thing to say, and it's a weird thing to think about. But ultimately, if we're not doing it, I feel like somebody else is going to be doing it. As crappy of a way to look at it as it is, so we just try and make sure we do it right and we do it the best way we can to not hurt anybody.
You know what? I will say this too. Not only is it that affects also smurfing, and this has gone back, from other games in the past too, where a top 500 or a high ranked player will, and get on a smurf and proceed to go through the process once again, taking up multiple spots and ultimately knocking somebody else off. Um, there's kind of a lot that you would have to consider when it comes to who has the right to hold those top 500 spots. Um, Kind of a tough question.
Yeah. Yeah. And so let's just say that moving forward, hideouts or an EA rep comes and they're like, okay, um, if we see anyone, a top player, log into another person's account, that account's going to get banned, or so basically they're going to try to eliminate pros or good players playing on other people's accounts. How would you move forward? Because I do remember at the beginning of Apex being launched, it was a big thing about smurfing. They're like, you cannot have multiple accounts, do not have smurf accounts, blah blah blah, and they talked about it a lot. They kind of enforced it, and then it just went away, and now everyone blatantly has smurf accounts. Everyone messes around. So what if that comes back and you're not allowed to play on other people's accounts? How would you guys move forward?
I think our first approach, we would just change our services. Obviously we'd be terminating if something like that comes up, and it's very clear that we can't be on other people's account. Yeah, we're not going to touch anybody else's account. We'll definitely adhere to that. And that's why we also offer other services. Like, we can do coaching, we can do play alongs. Like, there's another opportunity where we'll find a way to help our customer out without endangering them or messing with their security and their account, because that's our top priority, is making sure they're safe and happy in what they get.
Yeah, I also want to say it's not all about our customers as well. It's also about our boosters themselves. A lot of people think that players are really not much better than the average person, but you'd be surprised with the kind of talent that we do have, because it's real. Um, at the end of the day, some of these guys just they need money. We're facing some tough times right now, and this is steady income in everybody's pockets. So um,
Yeah, that was the. So I did go and ask a few pros what they had, if they wanted to ask you guys questions. And the main thing that I got, because a lot of them have been like, oh, I was reached out by this company. They contacted me. They offered me this. They surprisingly did not seem to be turned off by the idea. Their main issue with it was not like it's unfair. Their main thought with almost everyone I spoke to was how much they got. They're like, well, if I'm only going to get paid this, it's not really worth it to me. But no one seemed to have a morality issue with it at all. So it's interesting that I got that response from the people I asked, but they really wanted to know, like, how is it even viable for people if you're charging this much, how much can pros actually make a decent amount from doing this? I think that was the main question. I'll kind of leave it vague like that so you can answer it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and just like testify that personally. With COVID happening, I've taken a lot of personal hits, and it's been really difficult. And one thing that has kept me going and kept my head above water, it has been boosting. And I've been fighting an uphill battle for a while. I'm not saying I'm worse off than anybody else, but I'm very lucky to have this opportunity, and I'm very grateful for it, because yeah, it's helped me pay my bills. It's helped me keep a roof over my head. It's helped me put lunch on the table for that day. Like, it's something that has changed my life for the better during this phase. And it's helping me stay stable right now. And a lot of our team, anytime that they feel like they're not getting what they deserve for it, we talk to them. We try and adjust it, and we want to make sure that they're getting what they deserve and the time that they're putting in. Like, we want to make sure that it's not something that we're screwing them over. Like, our main priority is making sure everybody a part of this, customer, booster, us, the website side. Like, we want everybody to be happy and content with what they're getting. And it's sometimes adjust. We're always changing. We're always moving numbers. We're always making sure that everybody's happy and doing our best to achieve that.
And I think the biggest message that I took from talking to you guys is that it's not you guys versus EA. You're not trying to say, oh, we're going to get away with this no matter what. Like, I know some people did respond to hideouts where they're like, oh, you can't detect if someone's being boosted and you're not going to be able to catch us, all that kind of stuff, right? But what I've taken from you guys is that, like, you respect EA, you respect Apex, and you're just trying to provide a service that there are people who do want it and need it, and that's all you're doing. You don't want to hurt anything in the process, but is that correct that you guys aren't really seeing this as a us versus EA?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And that's one thing we've had experiences with people who've come onto the team and they didn't line up with what we really wanted in that aspect, and we kicked them out immediately. We got rid of them. We didn't want them associated with us. We didn't want anything to do with them, because at the end of the day, we're not trying to like step on toes. We're not trying to make anybody mad. We're just trying to do something to benefit everybody. And granted, this is the opportunity that works best for us, and this is the one we found. If we need to change and adjust what we do moving forward, we'll do it. at the end of the day, we just want to make sure nobody's walking out with a sour taste in their mouth.
Yeah, we're also players too, first and foremost, before anything else. So we both played the game, and pretty much only this game. Um, we, respect everything about it, and all we're trying to do is continue to grow it at the end of the day.
And out of curiosity, what level would you guys say you are without getting, too much help with your normal squad? Where would you end up in rank?
Oh God! Back in the day, I used to solo queue every ranked series, but now I don't put in as much time playing anymore. So I've definitely fallen off. So I'm a solid little solo master, but I definitely know there's plenty of people way better than me. I'm not going to try and go around bragging.
And
Yeah,
you?
I haven't had the time to commit as much as I would like to. It's been a very, very busy process going forward with this whole entire operation. But prior to boosting, I think around top 20 for the first ranked season, as well as I probably would say top 50 kills during that time too. My stats are very interesting, but all it was just a matter of how much time I put into the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Fortunately, during those times, I was able to meet some very talented players, and that's kind of where my luck started.
Yeah. So, as a closing, we'll end it here. Do you want to say anything else or wrap it up? You can promote the website if you would like. Go ahead and do whatever you like. Say whatever you like to the viewers.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say thank you to you. I appreciate giving us the opportunity to talk about things and hopefully let other people see the other side, and not just have that one negative aspect of boosting. And there's a lot more that goes on to it than people would think. And I never thought I'd be in the situation. I'm very grateful for it, and I definitely don't take it for granted.
Yuzi, anything?
I mean, he pretty much nailed it right on the spot. It's unfortunately this entire just the word boosting in general has a very negative um, look about it. But at the end of the day, you really don't necessarily understand everything about it until you're actually doing it. And so, many levels of helping, whether it's really good players or people that, just can't put in the time, or even going as far as saying something like a 20 kill badge maybe gives somebody that bit of confidence. Maybe they're, kind of being, how it is in the gaming world, right? People make fun of you for not having certain kind of stuff.
Oh, I know. I stream and I don't have either 20 bomb or 4K.
Yeah, you know how that could be tough.
Yeah.
You can almost picture it as a cosmetic or something. You're
Uh-huh.
going to school the next day looking kind of fresh. That's all it is for the most part, especially nowadays with um, you know, s- there's a lot of boosting going on. There's a lot of badges that, that were provided that technically shouldn't be there. I think at this day and age, when somebody sees, the champ squad and they got a 24K or something, it's not even really that intimidating, right? Because at this point, there are a lot of people that you probably know that shouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Uh, I
Plus, the
don't.
game's evolved and changed so much that I'd say for sure if you started early in the day and you're a good player, repping that 24K was kind of intimidating. But then over time, there's definitely been different aspects that made both of them easier or harder to get. Uh, for example, right now, I think getting a 4K is a pretty above average player can definitely do it as long as they just try. I think it's cool. I don't really see it as something that's a negative effect on anybody else. If somebody gets to rocket, they get to rocket and they're happy about it, and that's how I see it.
And then just, this is a random question that I just thought of for you guys since you're boosters. What is the best way to get a 20 bomb and a 4K?
I'd
Friends.
say a lot of it is luck. You got to get that right lobby, and just yeah,
Okay,
that's
let's
it. A
say
lot
let's
of
say
it's RNG.
4K. What is the best way to farm a 4K?
I think
Patience,
nowadays, yeah,
patience.
pretty
You
much.
can't be the a lot of, at least myself personally, when I'm playing on my own account, I just be throwing myself into stupid situations and I get myself killed, but I'm just going for a clip or something. I don't really care. But I think if you're really trying to get that, find a gun you're comfortable with, find an opportunity where you're fighting a team, you're secluded, and maybe give them a couple extra shots. Let them heal up a little bit. Give them a couple extra shots. You get somebody knocked and they're safe, thirst them because that still counts as damage.
Right.
There's a lot of different opportunities. I think the biggest thing is just patience and getting that game sense to know when and where you can make a mistake.
And for your average player too, it all comes down to luck. You kind of just got to have that perfect game for the most part. It's not the most of easiest achievements to accomplish. That's for sure. And we're not saying that it is. It does require a tremendous amount of luck. And if you have things in your favor, such as two friends that are your teammates, they could also assist you there as well.
Mm-hmm. So like for the 20K, maybe they would always just focus on breaking shields and let you finish the kills, stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's happened for me. One of my first time getting a 20 kill in Octane, I came out of it with 2,000 damage. Those numbers don't add up, but hey, I was proud of it, and my buddies helped me out, and I hyped myself up that time. But there's different circumstances and there's different ways the games will go. It's just ultimately what you want to get out of it. As long as you find a way to get better, I think nothing bad could really happen.
And then did you want to go ahead and share the website? I'll have it linked down below if you would like.
Yeah, sure, why not? Again, back to our boosters. I will say this, we have some unreal talent when it comes to our roster, to say the least. I'm not going to mention names, but we got guys in the ALGs right now. We got guys that have held the number one spots in their platform throughout the entire series. We essentially got it all, and you can even, if you want, you can get a private stream, watch it being done, maybe learn something from these guys. Uh, quite something to watch. I will say that for the most part. We even got a kid that drops 20 bombs in. I've seen him drop 20 bombs in ranked games. This kid is absolutely cracked, to say the least. But a shot.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you for sharing your side of this debate, and have a good holiday, guys.
You as well, man. Thank you so much.